What's up out there? Welcome back to some more Melvor Idle Adventure mode, and this is episode 7. We now have, let's see, the easy Slayer tasks are done. I think it's the easy ones. I can never keep up because they always change the name of it. You've got easy, which is basic, unlocks the basic gear. So I've picked up the Slayer helmet and the Slayer plate body. I have not started on the strong, which is the hard Slayer task or above. I don't like how these aren't necessarily named the same thing. So anyway, I've got the basic set. I only bought the melee set because I'm trying to stay frugal on my Slayer purchases at the moment. I'd like to open some other things up first. And I just wanted to get those so I could get some extra Slayer XP and things like that. The negation and all that kind of thing. Just get that rolling. So working forward with this, got that much unlocked. And I've spent some quality time in this bandit base here. That's what I'm doing now. I did start working on ranged, which is now at level 38. The problem with ranged is you can't actually put anything good on until you hit level 40. And I kind of stalled out a little bit running. I ran out of prayer points and all that. So I kind of quit working on it and started doing some other things instead. And I started running the bandit base because I could get some bows and some arrows and work on my melee stuff. I now have strength up to level, I was going to stop it at level 80, like it was really close, and then I got sidetracked and I'm up at 82. So I'm going to work on attack and defense and get those up to 80. I believe it's either 80 or 85 gets you pretty much all the gear in the base game. I don't think there was anything higher than that. I could be wrong, but at least getting 80 or 85 in all these stats is going to carry me for a very long distance. So whether we get into the air god or the god dungeon and start pulling down gear, or the like the earth god, I should be able to start equipping that stuff and equipping the weapons. So as long as we can get into those dungeons, I should be able to start equipping gear. And once I get range leveled up to roughly the same 70, 80, something like that, I'll be able to start equipping that gear. I think it's level 70 for the ancient stuff, but it's been so long since I've seen it, I honestly don't remember anymore. So 70, 80-ish range gets you some of that gear or very close. So that's what we're working towards. So I've been idling the bandit base, trying to get up as much. I've got some bows in here. And let's see, I collected up a bunch of arrows and things like that, which I guess I can lock these here too. So I've got a ton of arrows sitting here waiting to go. I've been using the slingshot for the most part, and that's kind of why I wanted to, the slingshot got me up to level 38, and the gear that I'm wearing now, you can see I really haven't changed any gear since the last episode. The only thing I'm doing now is running in the rune sword instead of running anything else. That's the best sword that I have. So until I unlock something better, this is the one I'm using for the stab or attack, whatever you want to do. I'll switch something else when we do defense, but for now, this is what I'm running so I can get my attack up to level 80. And we are at, working towards 77 right now, so I might let this run overnight. This isn't really using a whole lot of food up, so I may just let this thing run like it is and not care. So I did sit down, and earlier today, I think it was, I went in and grabbed the gloves of silence. So I've got these things here. Now, this is not as good as for thieving. It's not as good for the stealth. I think you get like 75 or 100 stealth off the gloves. Yeah, you get 75, but this only gives you 75 stealth. Now, this gives you only 50 stealth, but you get 150 gold from monsters. You get 150 gold from thieving. And a faster thieving interval. So in my opinion, I like running these gloves of silence unless I need that extra little 25 stealth. So I'm going to have these. I need to remember to put them on. That's kind of why I left them out here, but I guess I should shove them in here. So I also went through, you'll notice that I have this dragon scimitar. There was a thing I talked about in the last video where if you defeated the Kraken enough times, they would give you the dragon scimitar. And that's why I kind of forgot where I was with the strength, because I killed that thing off last night, I think, put this thing on, and then just kind of went to town on this bandit base. And by the time I came back, it had, I'd gone a little bit further than I had intended to. I'm attributing that to doing more damage and, hitting harder with the, this weapon hits a lot harder. I mean, it's got a decent strength bonus. It does more damage, especially if you put it on the strength. And then as you build your strength up, it hits harder. So there's that. I think I don't know if I had this the other day or not, but I got these power fisting gloves here, and here's the other thing, I need level 40 to actually equip these. So as I was killing some stuff, I think these came from the arid plains, and I think it was the throwers. Yeah. So these guys also give you a bunch of javelins and stuff too. I started looking at these. These have some good bonuses. Ranged attack bonus, ranged strength bonus, max hit added a minimum hit, and then ammo preservation, which I don't necessarily care about. They don't have damage reduction, but I thought about trying these out. One of the cool things that I like doing with these new accounts, or hardcore compared to my standard account or something, is trying different combinations of things. Like my standard account, I'm trying out meteorite ranged gear right now, which I kind of skipped over a lot of it with my standard account. And I'm going to try these here. As much as I've gone through here, I don't think I've ever used these gloves. And I've rarely ever used javelins and stuff like that. Usually I just sell them because like these higher end ones make pretty decent money if you get a big stack of them. And by the time you go through smithing and fletching to get, if you're doing like a completion account or whatever, you'll have a big stack of these and you can sell them off for decent money. So anyway, that's kind of what I've been focused on, is just working on my melee and ranged and getting these up to this point. But there is a little bit more to this whole story. So somebody commented on one of my videos, and probably the last video from this series, I think it was, and they said why I haven't really been screwing around with Township. And to be honest, I kind of forget Township exists. It's a cool skill, and in fact, I based this entire run of adventure mode on Township, mostly completing tasks because you can get Slayer coin off of these and things like that. Like if I go kill these Myelite Wardens, I can get some Slayer coin off of it and help boost that. I can get some weapons here and there, and I was kind of looking at what else I could get, like the rune crossbow or something, which I could go steal. But you can get some decent things out of here, and you can get a lot of money and a lot of XP, or not XP, but gear and stuff like that. And that's kind of what I really was basing this run on, and not so much Township as a skill. So they said, hey, why don't you run Township and boost some money up? And I said, okay. I kind of thought about it for a little bit. I'm like, I always forget about Township, because once I got to it on my standard account, I hit 120 and then just turned it off. I hit 99 or 100 or something like that, and then I ran out of ticks. So I had to just let it sit for a very long time. And this has sat here since the day I unlocked this account. So it's built up a lot of ticks. And I had it up to level 62, 63 or something like that earlier. And my level cap used to be 95. What are we at now? 96. So I could go up a little bit if I wanted. But I basically poked around on this thing and worked on my town until I got it up to where it's at now, which is 95, which was at the cap. And I started, I hit the cap and I'll quit and I won't worry about it. I can actually move it forward, but I had 5,000 ticks. When you have 5,000 ticks, Township is actually fun. The big thing that I hate about Township is when you get going on something and you're cruising along and you're making money or you're doing something, and then you run out of ticks and you got to wait. All that momentum and all that energy you had funneled into it and having fun and enjoying it and going forward on it then dissipates, and then I just forget about it and I don't ever come back to it for a week or a month or whatever. And that's where I'm at now. I came back to it today and I had a lot of fun. This is where I have the fun, is actually expending the ticks and doing something. Not necessarily making the money, but actually using this skill the way it's intended. If this could be done in such a way, soapbox time, I guess. If this could be done in such a time that when I wanted to sit down and do Township, that I could do all the pre-do all the moves or something, pre-allocate the town that I want and see where it's going to go, and then just hit go. And then as the days go by, the ticks automatically apply themselves to it, or I don't know, whatever. I don't know how you fix this, but I had a lot of fun today. I spent 4,000 ticks and I made a ton of money. And that was my goal. I was sat down to make money. So I now have, let's see, here's my town. Here's what I have. I've got some housing here in the grasslands. I was fully purchased the grass. Looks like I've fully purchased the grasslands. Maybe the forest is fully bought out. Nah, I still got a little bit of room there. I did buy some of these areas completely out. But right now in the grasslands, I've got housing. I've got a bunch of storage, the mill, the one trading post. I just put one in. I haven't really been trading much out. Whenever my storage would get completely filled, I would trade some stuff out just to make room. But I haven't really yeeted anything off. One time I did because I had a little bit too much wood sitting there, so I yeeted some stuff off. But for the most part, I've been actually applying everything into my town, or maybe trading stuff out. Like I can't show it now, but like I was getting lobster out and coal or something like that. It wasn't real important. It was just basically I wasn't trying to make money on the things that I was getting. I was just trying to reduce the amount of crap I had and turn it into something that I can actually trade for. So let's see, the forest I've got built with orchards. I got a few orchards in here. Got my Pratt's hats waiting on that thing to get done. I think I need a higher level to get this one completed. There are certain things that I'm waiting for level 100, and I was cruising along and then hit the wall. So I got to wait. Arid plains, housing, mills, and taverns. Mountains, I've got the forges, miners' quarries, more storage, a couple farmers markets, and I probably could use more of those actually. A little bit of magic emporium for the rune essence. I ended up needing that for some upgrades. The valley, what do we got here? A whole bunch of town halls, some housing, the mills, gathering stuff for the herbs and stuff like that. Jungle's, I think my jungle's completely filled. Yeah, I don't have any more room. This has got 300 orchards and some forestry and some carpentry. One thing I ran into is I had to actually reduce the amount of wood cutting that I get because I just had too much wood. I had plenty of planks, plenty of stone coming in, but I just had like too much wood. And at a certain point, the things that you build start upgrading. You need to build with wood, but then you upgrade with planks and stone and stuff like that. So I pretty much didn't need all the wood production. So I had to back that down. So basically, I was adding storage and food production and housing, and then reducing the wood slightly, just offsetting some of that stuff. I haven't gone down on, say, mining or smithing or anything like that. I've basically took the wood cutting down. I think I took it down 2 or 3, then added 1 back eventually. My big hits have been against food production. I keep having to add orchards every once in a while, so that's why I've got so many of those. But all in all, I now have an 80% tax rate, and every time I hit that button, man, this thing shoots off tons of money. So we can actually click this here and we'll hit this, and I just got a whole chunk of money. 97 million. Yeah, there's 100 million. Just one click, 4 million. This thing is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous money printer. It really is. So we click this again. I wonder if I have anything to upgrade. See, most of this stuff's pending on level 100. So I could probably go ahead and hit this. Skip to the trader, and then I'll check to see if there's anything I need to upgrade. I could probably build some more housing, add some. I think there's something we need 13,000 population for. I could be wrong on that. I thought there was something that needed, these are just, lemon stands, which I don't think they have a purpose. Yeah. So I'm up to 10,000 people, and I think I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. I could trade some things out of here if I wanted. I'm not going to do that here right this minute. I'm going to come back on this, maybe build some stuff for more population, build the population up a little bit. This is a town you do not want to live in. There's unemployment is what, 60% unemployment. Happiness is just through the floor. There's 60-some thousand dead people, and there's no storage for them. Like, this is not a happy place to live, but it makes me a lot of money and makes me happy. So I've got a chunk of money. And what all did I do with that money? I turned a lot of it back in to buy land here. So I've got a ton of land already bought. But the other things that I picked up, dungeon equipment swapping, that was one I got. I went ahead and got the multi-tree for wood cutting so I can cut two at once now. I'd been holding off on that because I didn't have the money for it. I unlocked the magic skill. I went ahead and got this one out. One of the things that you can do with magic, I didn't realize I was still in the dungeon. One of the things you can do with magic is once you start working down the rune, this stuff here, we can start getting urns. And I kind of want to start working towards where I can get urns, which is probably going to need crafting. So I'm going to have to probably unlock a few more skills and do some other things. I thought about unlocking maybe astrology. That's 50 million to undo that. I think the next one's 100. I thought about maybe astrology or summoning, somewhere in there, unlocking one of these and letting it go, because astrology gives you a lot of good bonuses for bank slots and money generation, township stuff. I figured I could get that one unlocked. But I think for now I'm going to stay focused on combat and getting my combat level up. 99, if not 120. 99 definitely gets me the initial combat, or gets me the initial skill capes. So that means I can take thieving up to 99, get the thieving skill cape, and start working on the higher tier stuff there, which is what I want to try to work on that. And let's see, the other thing I unlocked, well, and you've probably been looking at it, I got these the top hats bought. What else did I pick up? There was a few things that I bought. The Pratt's hat, went ahead and got that. I got a whole bunch of pets because once you get the one thing, you can unlock all these pets. So I've got all these now too. The cool rocks thing, I'm waiting on level 100, I think. And then once I get 100, I can place those down. I don't know, but this thing is money printer go burr, because this thing is crazy. And I can actually, I already own that. These cool rocks. And I think, I want to say the cool rocks doesn't appear until level 100. If I can build them now, I will. Yeah, I see 100. So I have to wait. I have to wait until I get Township to 100, which is no big deal. It's just going to be a matter of time. I'm 4 levels off. I was thinking about the 99 stuff. So anyway, Township is fantastic for making money in adventure mode. I am so glad that was the first skill I opened up, and I am very glad that I let it just sit and chill out. You know, somebody was asking me why I was working. I guess the gist of their question was, why was I doing so much on thieving and not as much on Township? And that's because I just, A, hadn't wanted to spend the time on it. I've kind of forgotten about it. And B, some of the things that I do is to see how things go. Like, I want to see how much of an impact thieving is. And the only way you can do these things is to try them. I know we've got simulators and stuff out there, or spreadsheets. You can just calculate things out. But I like to see things and feel how long something takes. Because you can say that it's going to work in spreadsheet mode, but it may or may not work out as you think it does. It may take a lot longer. It may take a lot shorter. So I like to actually try things. And I still think thieving is the way to go. For a lot of things early on in adventure mode, because Township isn't going to kick in until you can actually buy a lot of land and get the taxation and stuff built up to where you're really just screwing these people over. So there's some tweaks that I can make to this. I may just let it run. I don't know if I need more than 10,000 people, but if I do, I have enough land available. Like, I still have some slots in the arid plains, the mountains, the valley. I could always go into the snowlands if I wanted, but I still have some forest room available. I've got a population of 10,000. I can upgrade all this stuff once I hit level 100. I do have some upgrades available. I just need to hit 100. So I can still upgrade a bunch of these houses. It won't necessarily be a game breaker, but it'll help out. And I think I can actually reduce the amount of these things that I have. I put those in the valley. I have 215 of them in here, but it's not gone up past 80%. These say you can have 100% township tax, like a maximum of 100%. But I don't think it's quite getting there. I'm only at 80% tax rate, so I don't understand. Like, maybe that difference comes from astrology or agility or something. I'm not sure, because I know there's some modifiers in astrology, but So anyway, I'm pretty happy about that. I got to buy a bunch of skills, do a bunch of things, and then sit back and do more combat. So I've unlocked magic. I've got all the combat skills unlocked. I'm going to keep working on attack, strength, and defense, get ranged up to a little bit. I want ranged at least at level 40 so I can, because you can't even equip any of the green gear, and the green's the crappiest gear in the game. This stuff doesn't equip until 40, and I thought maybe it's hard leather armor, but I really thought there was stuff at like 10, 20, 30 or something like that, and there's not really much of anything until you get to the green stuff, at least that I can get here. So anyway, very happy. And like I said, I got dungeon equipment swapping, which is now handy because I can just swap something out, change my combat style, and move on. I can sit here and idle on this thing and collect up some arrows and stuff like that. So it's very comfortable position right now. The next thing that I'd like to unlock is maybe this extra equipment set, but we've got money. Couldn't unlock any of this stuff once we get there. It's not that big a deal anymore, apparently. So that will do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.